El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron, developed by Ignition Tokyo, published by UTV Ignition Entertainment. The game has some amazing visuals, but how does the rest of it stack up?
Tempted by mankind, the corrupted angels fled from the heavens.
The plot for the game is actually inspired by the book of Enoch. The story is that of a priest that seeks the 7 fallen angels to try and prevent a great flood that would destroy all of mankind. In his quest to get assistance from Lucifer, yes, that Lucifer, he must go to the different realms to defeat the archangels Raphael, Uriel, Gabriel, and Michael. The story has twists and turns, and it's just interesting enough where you'll want to keep moving forward. El Shaddai is an action platformer at heart, but it does try to spice it up during some parts of the game. First, let's talk about the action side of things. On one hand, it's very simple and easy to pick up and play, and it generally stays that way throughout the rest of the experience. The reason being is that the whole game has this sort of rock, paper, scissors aspect to it. Let me explain. There are only 3 weapons in the whole game: an offensive weapon, a long-range weapon, and a defensive weapon. Now the whole rock, paper, scissors thing comes in because when fighting enemies, one weapon tends to be better than the other. Now the strategy comes in when you have to switch weapons, and in order to be able to do more damage to another enemy. You do this by stealing the weapons, and it gets kind of tricky sometimes knowing what to switch to for the different situations, as the weak points aren't always clear. Another very cool aspect of the action side of things are the epic boss battles that ensue. Here's the thing about the action though, you get all the weapons and move in about 2 hours into the game. And for the most part, all the combos are done with one button, so it's usually a love or hate thing with no room in between. Now let's move on to the platforming side of things. This game actually has both 3D and 2D platforming segments. The 3D platforming can be a bit aggravating at times with a lot of cheap deaths, but can be satisfying when you get through a segment. The 2D on the other hand, it's so ugh. There's not a lot to it, barely any strategy, and just overall kind of left you going, so that just happened. The first time this happens, you're surprised, but it stays out its welcome. Like I said, the gameplay isn't for everyone, but personally, I very much enjoyed it. Now here's where the game truly does shine. To put it simply, this game looks amazing. El Shaddai has an art style that is completely unique, and you won't find another game out there that looks like this one. The art style also changes from level to level, and this is what will keep you coming back to the game. Even if you didn't like the gameplay, I promise you, you will finish this game because of the visuals. I can't really give you a specific art style that this game uses because it's the first and it's just so different. The voice acting in this game is actually really good too, with Lucifer being my favorite. All the voice work for the archangels fits, and so does Enoch. That's about as much as I can say about the presentation. It truly is amazing. Now, what will you be doing after you're done with the story? Well, most likely turning off the game, as there really isn't a whole lot to come back to once you're done. There are little things like the leaderboards to see how fast you can complete a level and compare it to others, and there's also the achievement points for the achievement whores. In all honesty, the only reason you want to come back to this game after the initial 6 to 8 hours that it takes to beat the campaign would be its art style. So, in conclusion, this game has a fun yet simple battle system with an interesting story and amazing visuals. The only thing holding it back is the fact you most likely won't come back to it. But with copies of the game going for around $20 now, I say you should pick this one up.